If you drive past many gas stations around the mid-Michigan area, you can see long lines. People are rushing in to fill up because for the first time in nearly 4 years, gas prices on the average in our state and here in our city are at the lowest they've been under, well, at least under $3 per gallon. Let's learn a little bit more about this and how it may be affecting the rest of the country from Clark Hodges, who's a financial strategist. He's a petroleum expert for 1320 WILS and Fox News Radio. Clark, how are you?
I'm good, Tony. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm currently in line to fill up my gas tank, Clark, because people are freaking out here. What's it like where you are in Texas and around the country when it comes to gas prices?
Well, on a personal level, I must admit I drive an electric vehicle, so I no longer worry about this stuff. But it is very refreshing to see people comment about they had the ability to fill up and didn't have to spend their weekly paycheck to do it. So everybody's kind of in a good mood when it comes to that topic.
All right, what's behind the recent oil price, and from what you know, what's the price for a barrel of crude?
A barrel of crude right now is fluctuating between 80, 81 last week, $81 a barrel. And, the gas price drop is really surprising to me. If you'd have told me all the situations that we've had worldwide with ISIS and Ukraine and Russia, and the list goes on, that oil prices would come down and gasoline prices would come down so much, I would say you're crazy. But at this point, there's really two things going on that I see. I believe OPEC is driving the price down. They recognize that at a certain dollar price, the United States will slow down production, and they want that. And secondly, at the refinery level, you've got inventories that need to get moved because you're approaching the time of year where you switch over to that winter blend from the summer blend, and that's they've got to get those inventories out before they do that. So I think that's another reason gas prices have come down.
All right, Clark, tell us in regards to the low prices, how low can they go without impacting the ability for oil companies to get the financing that they need to open new drilling projects?
Well, I think it's different for every company. I think it's different for every region and shale play in the United States. But most of the numbers that I hear, most of the people talk about it that are in the industry talk about it, is around, they don't want it to get around $75 a barrel, but stopping production and halting things and things like that, I think you're talking about a $60 range before that sort of thing happens. If you're drilling, you're going to continue to drill at these prices. If the price goes down more, as a company, you may stop opening and drilling new wells, but you're going to continue to drill the wells you're currently drilling. And worst case scenario, if it goes even cheaper, you can cap those wells and let it sit there until the price comes back up some, and then bring it out of the ground.
Clark, is there a ballpark price you can give us for how much it costs to open a new drilling project and what that entails?
I wish I could. The bigger the company, the cheaper it is for them because they've got bigger operations, and depending on how much they're having to pay people and things like that. So different parts of the country are going to be different. So I think by and large, the bigger the company, the big boys have a little bit easier time and getting, and it also depends on what you purchase your land at. And, that's a big thing. And so a lot of these leases are negotiated with landowners and all that's different for all parts of the country. So it's really hard to say.
Clark, do we need more refineries in the United States?
I think we do. I think you're not going to have any more built, if any, because it's such an environmental type thing. It would be probably 10 years before you can get the permits and get the thing built. What I think needs to happen is as an overhaul from a technology standpoint, an overhaul of the current ones we have, because the efficiency for some of these refineries to have to shut down for a full week while they change over from summer to winter or winter to summer is ridiculous. So I think there's probably a lot of technology that can improve refineries. I mean, technology has obviously improved the ability to get the stuff out of the ground. Now there needs to be some technology in the refinery side of it.
Is the Keystone Pipeline going to be built?
I think it is. I don't know when. I think tomorrow's election will have a lot to do with that. But I do think it will get built because at the end of the day, putting the environment above, employing people in our economy, I think that's the wrong way to go. And I think it's over the top to say that it's going to hurt the environment. So I think it will get done. I think it's more political than anything, and the winds could start changing tomorrow.
What would that do for the oil industry if that gets built, and especially what would it do for our country when it comes to jobs?
I think it would do wonders for both. We would overnight be much more productive in how much we could get to other parts oil to other parts of the country, and then jobs. Man, I mean, you're talking about. They predict by the year 2020 that the industry itself, with all these shale plays, are going to employ over 3 million people, and right now it's a little bit over 1 million countrywide. So, it's going to be really good for the economy from the standpoint of jobs.
We've been talking with Clark Hodges, who's a petroleum expert for 1320 W. Allison, Fox News Radio. Thanks so much, Clark.
Thanks, Tony. Have a good day.